Hey guys, it's time to let the past die. This card I pulled and I was like, yeah, this is going to be the theme of the whole reading. It is time to let the past and the timelines of the past die. All right, so I have been feeling very strange the past few days, just like very present. Not that I'm not always present, but like I'm just feeling like this presence, and like just at the same time it almost feels to me like all these like bridges of I almost feel like DNA imprints of the past crumbling and turning to dust and like falling away. And like these bridges were like they were just linking me to the past, and I'm feeling this is like a collective thing that's going on. And I just felt very called to do a video, and like I feel shivers to do a video to tell you guys that like these things that have been holding you back for so long, they're not there anymore. They're like literally not there anymore. Like I can feel it through my whole body. Like, ugh. Okay, so the other day I had gone to the dollar store and I bought these peel and stick things, right? And they looked like fake marble. I guess I should have showed you one. But I was like, you know what? I'm going to put these on my tables that are in my living room. And this is going to be me shifting timelines, right? I'm sticking them on the tables so that every time I look at my new, fake marble top, I'm like, oh, I'm in a new timeline. Oh, I'm in a new timeline, right? And I love doing stuff like that. So I come home and I'm putting them on and I'm doing the thing and I'm listening to YouTube while I do it. And then one of the YouTubers I like to listen to, her name is Elizabeth April. She has this video about timeline shifting, right? She had done some Galactic Federation channeling because she's a remote viewer, and then ended up doing a video about the timeline shifting, and I'm listening to it as I'm like putting my peel and stick on my tables because I've moved timelines. And like what she was saying really, really resonated. I was like, oh yeah. Like that's exactly what's happening here. Like it just feels like these crumbling of timelines. So I wanted to pull some cards on it for the collective, and I think I need to put my fingers over this card. But it is tap into primal power. And this girl has like, the flames of the fire, like moving over her body. Like you have power moving through your body. You have more power than you know. And I got the Be Ecstatic card as well. I guess you can't really see this as a woman, but so be ecstatic, like pulling that like ecstatic energy into your body. It is time to let the past go. Release all these things. Like these timelines have just like crumbled. Like I don't even know if you noticed, but they're not there because yeah, I'm feeling like incredibly different. And then we have face your fear and ground yourself. And what I'm getting with this is like, it's safe to like look at this thing that has been in your life for so long and be like, you don't matter anymore. It's safe to turn around and look at these cords and these bridges and these things that have been holding you to like all these like things that you don't need anymore. And they feel like past life patterns. They feel like karmic patterns. They feel like genetic things in the DNA, right? Of like that went through this DNA line and this DNA line. And I'm just feeling like it feels like such like a loosening. You know what I mean? Like they're not so hard stuck and rigid. They're just like disintegrating. They're like no longer as relevant in this new frequency band that like I feel like we all just went into. They're just like, it just doesn't matter. You're like, oh, that's last year's TV programming. Like what? I'm not even paying attention to that anymore. It doesn't even matter. So anything that maybe you have like not been able to overcome, I do feel strongly that, just looking at it in its truth and just asking what is actually true about this. So let me see if I can articulate this properly. It's like to be on like this fully, make sure all of your presence and all of your attention and all of your awareness is on this new timeline. You are being this new version of yourself. They're saying like, looking back one last time and being like, you know what, this isn't true for me. I'm like taking the sword, and she has this giant sword, and just like cutting the cord. Like, have the courage to just like fully cut the cord. So like whatever the thing is you've been dragging around, you just turn around one last time and go, right? And that might mean, you know, maybe just like journaling and then just looking at it and being like, what is true about this? Because the truth will set you free. The truth will melt everything, right? What is actually true about this? And be like, okay, great, it's this. And then just literally letting it go. Just like let it go. Like it's not a thing anymore. You can now just take the new truth you've decided, move through with that like gem. Like it just looks like this like huge gem. Like that's all you need. You just need the gem out of the experience and you can move on. The other cards I pulled are inner strength. Yes, I'm going to do this in order. Inner strength. Don't lose yourself in things you can't change. Focus on the things you can change. Attitude, mindset, energy. You've got everything that you need. The next card is let go. Let go of negative people and toxic beliefs. Your time on earth is precious. Invest it wisely. Be mindful of who you spend your time with. So like, don't feel bad if you've been not resonating with certain people in your life. Don't feel bad if you're like, yeah, I really just don't feel like hanging out with such and such anymore. Like, it's fine. You're not a bad person. There's nothing wrong with you, you know, and maybe they didn't do anything wrong either. Maybe they don't need to do anything wrong. Maybe it's just a frequency thing. Like maybe you can just allow yourself to receive more and allow yourself to receive friends that are more on this like new vibrational timeline and just like let the old go. The next card is it's coming. Hope is on the horizon. In the face of challenges, remember that nothing lasts forever. Trust that the universe has good things in store for you. So, right, that's just what I said. There are new things coming. You have to embrace them, let them go. The more you are in resonance with this new timeline, the more you are like being like, the me like without issues, or the me that is in radiant joy every day, or the me that is living her dream life or his dream life. Like, what would that version of you be doing? And like really tap into that, because that is the authentic you. This card is authenticity attracts. Being authentic attracts the right people and repels the wrong ones. When you stay true, you naturally filter out those that don't align with your path. And it's just, I feel like this like huge light is available for us to just like fully like move up into this like new frequency band and leave this old frequency band like it's gone. Like you literally have the power to do it. All right, the other cards I pulled are Cocoon, Transformation. Your wings are almost ready, so we're in this transformational period right now. I also got Healing Past Timelines, Atlantis Energy, Learning from the Past, History Repeats Itself. This card in particular feels so much to me like these like old, dense, karmic things are just not relevant anymore. Like it almost feels like the vibrational energy on the planet has just like rendered these things null and void, just like really suddenly. I mean, out of nowhere, I'm just like, that doesn't matter anymore. That doesn't matter either. It's, well, not even going to worry about it. Literally not even going to think about it anymore. Cycles of death and rebirth. Death of the old, rebirth of the new. So this is the death card in tarot, basically, right? Which is kind of the same as this one here, let the past die. So we've gotten the same thing twice. Transition. We have butterfly energy also twice. All right, so you are literally in this like void. And that was what I was feeling over the past few days. Just I was like, I'm in a void. Like, what is happening here? I have Lemuria rising, returning to our origin, heaven on earth. This card to me represents the new timeline. You know, the version of you living your most authentic life, your most dream life, like that, where you're like magnetic and like expanded and happy. Because like, obviously you're doing the thing, right? Doing the thing that gives you the most joy and radiance. So what I'm feeling from this whole thing is just like, it's like you're in the void and really you could crawl out of the void today. Like right now is a good time. You know what I mean? You'd be like, I'm really just done with that thing that I've been thinking about for the past like 8 years. It's like no longer appropriate and I don't care. And that's enough. That's like enough is kind of what I'm feeling, because it's like the new is right here. It's like it's superimposed on us. But if you keep focusing on the old and like rehashing it, it's just going to keep the old being reinforced, which is then you're going to keep saying, oh, but I'm still in the old, I haven't transferred yet. your reality is what you say that it is. If you're just like, no, 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 the new, I'm thinking about the new every day. I wake up, I'm like, no, I'm this new person. No, everything is working out for me. No, everything is easier. Wow, everything just fell away. Wow, this thing, oh wow, I have everything that I need, everything that I want. It reinforces it. It just feels like a quickening. It's so, I guess it's always been superimposed, but it just feels so evident to me now. I'm like, how, what? I don't know. The energy feels shifted a lot. The thing I was thinking about earlier today that I wanted to tell you guys as well is, if you're not sure what direction to go in, like you're not sure, like, should I go this direction? Should I go this direction? Or should I go this direction? You can actually have each pathway be like a door and like go down that door and kind of like see what you feel, see what you notice, or see what images come to you, right? And go down that timeline. You can even put like the timeline in front of you holographically, right? And be like, okay, this is timeline number 1. This is like a month out. What do I notice here? What do I feel? What do I see? What images come to me? Well, let me move my mind here. What do I notice? This is like 3-4 months later. This is 6 months into this timeline. This is a year into this timeline. How am I feeling now? How is this version of me in this timeline feeling out here, right? And there is an author, Anne Jersh, which I love a lot. I couldn't find the correct book. This is a different book of hers. But she has a book called The Future Is Yours. In fact, this is what it looks like. And I just can't find it. I just like don't know where it is, but this is the author. But I really love her books. And especially like I don't like the newest one as much, but these older ones I like a lot. The newest one is like Future Vision Your Working Life. It's okay, but like the one she wrote initially, 15 years ago, I really enjoyed. So The Future Is Yours is where she talks about future life progression. And literally one of my favorite books. I've read it like so many times. And back then, when I first read the book, I was dating someone, and I remember looking at our timelines. There was one timeline where we got married and had 2 kids. There was another timeline where we were not together. So I looked at both timelines. The interesting thing was when I looked at the timeline where we got married and had children, I saw that when the kids were little, he had a near-death experience. I wasn't sure what it was. It was just something medical. And that, he ended up, recovering from it. And it was like no big deal, like afterward, right? Like he, recovered, and actually he was like extremely grateful and happy with his life. Like it just like renewed him on like a soul level. Like he was like, wow, like I really like value and love everything I have. So I saw that in that timeline. And the reason why I'm telling you this story is because like what you see is like accurate, and like you have to trust yourself. So what ended up happening is I asked for whatever was for my highest and best good. So what ended up happening with that relationship is we did not go on that path. We did not get married, have children. And then I'm on the path where he's not here anymore, right? So I ended the relationship. And what is interesting is that a few years ago, I ran into him in public, and he purposely ran into me. He knew where I was. And he told me that he had a near-death experience. He told me that he was at like a Christmas party. He collapsed. His friends took him to the hospital, and he ended up having like a cyst on his brain or something that he didn't know was there. They had emergency surgery. It was removed, but he thought he was going to die. He was like, I was just laying there thinking about how I was going to die and all my regrets and all the things I want to tell all the people. And he said, you were on my list. So he told me all the things that he was thinking and feeling and wanted to tell me. And, he's fine now and all of that. But I was just like, whoa, because he still had the near-death experience. Like it was still something that happened, even though we're not together. Obviously we're in the timeline where we are not together, but that happened. And there have been so many things that I have like seen in the future, like known that were going to happen. And that was what happened. Some of the things like took years to come to pass, that being one of them, and it tracked time-wise. Like if we had stayed together, I would have had 2 small children at that time. You know what I mean? And this was, I think, 2 years ago when he showed up and told me that story. But anyways, like the reason I'm telling you that story is because it is safe to trust yourself. It is safe to trust like what you notice. And I feel like a few of you might have like a fear of like, well, what if I see something that I don't like or that like I don't want? I don't know, like that didn't really give me any fear watching it. Like when I saw it on the timeline, it like didn't bother me. If it really bothers you, then don't look on your future timeline. But like if you feel like you can retain neutrality, you can do that. You can also remove things out of your timeline that you don't like. Like I had this job once and something was going to happen in the future and I didn't like it. Like there were some people there that did not like me and I was just not having any of this. And when I looked forward on the timeline, it looked all like all these like yarn, this like quagmire of something that like these people I'd created because they didn't like me and they wanted to get rid of me. And I felt like I probably was going to get fired, right? And so what I did is energetically, I just like pulled out all of these threads, pulled them all out of the timeline, kind of like clean the timeline, right? And then it was just like shiny, happy, and new. And then what happened was that literally right after that, those people stopped, they left me alone at work. And they actually left me alone the rest of the time that I worked there. And nothing happened. And I could feel, because I had shifted the timeline, nothing happened. And I knew nothing was going to happen. Like 3 months later, because it was about 3 months in my future that all this yarn was, 3 months later, what happened was nothing. But I knew beforehand nothing was going to happen because I could feel it, because I cleared the energy so I could move my hand through it like super easy, so it wasn't that big of a deal. So, you can shift timelines and you can like release things that you don't like. So if I had stayed in the timeline where, what's his name had the near-death experience, I probably could have shifted to a timeline where that didn't happen, because all timelines occur. And when I was viewing it, I wasn't worried about it because it was a few years in the future. The point of my story, this whole thing is that you can look into the future and you can see what is most likely going to happen. And if you change the vibrational signature, then you can just change what is going to occur and change what's going to happen. And you don't need to feel fear over like what you're seeing. You can just be neutral about it, and that's actually how you change it. So if you're thinking about doing like a certain project, a certain endeavor, like whatever it is, you're like, but I want to see how that's going to go. Just like look in your timeline to see what is most likely going to happen. That was the whole point of my story. These timelines are available to you. These bright timelines are like laid out in front of you, and you can choose like which one do you want to do. Feel into the one that feels the best and choose that timeline. If you don't like something about it, there's another alternate timeline where the thing you don't like isn't there. You can literally just clear it. Like I just cleared that pattern where those people were going to try and get me fired because they didn't like me. I was like, yeah, no, absolutely not. This is not happening. I just was like, whew. Right? I think it took me like 25, 30 minutes to do the energy session to clear that. And it never came to pass. And they never bothered me again. It was just like complete neutrality. We just worked together, worked alongside each other. I didn't care they were there. They didn't care I was there. And everything was like totally fine. Like it just like cleared it. So what I'm wanting to tell you is tap into your primal power. You do have the power to see. Whatever you're afraid of, just slice it. Doesn't need to be there. Just clear it. Like you have the ability to do that. All timelines are available to you. Ask her what is your highest and best timeline. You can do that now. Like it feels like this is the edge of the void, right? Moving into the new again, moving into a higher version of new. Okay, so that is the message I had for you guys today. The decks I used are Children of the Cosmos, Cosmic Dancer Oracle, Mystic Forest Oracle, and Practical Magic. Let's get Twinkle so we can give him kisses together. There's a pretty kitty. There's the prettiest kitty that we love. Always a fuzzwinkle at all times. Yes. The prettiest kitty. All right, guys. I will see you guys later. Bye.